All right, we live. All right.
Hey,
We
What
live,
up,
baby.
ladies? All right. Welcome to another episode of Sophisticatedly Ratchet and Raven's
Raven's Nest.
Nest. And
And
not just another random nobody.
and so if you're hearing
Yes.
all these different voices, it's because we're finally doing a ladies' night episode. Usually for Sophisticatedly Ratchet, I can only speak for ourselves. It's just me and Mo, and it's four guys. But we are teamed up with the Ravens Nest podcast and the not another random nobody podcast. So I'm gonna have them introduce themselves, and then we're gonna get started.
hello. This is Raven. So I kind of put myself as Ray143 so you can help identify us. I'm originally from New Orleans, but been living in Dallas for like years. So yeah, that's where I reside.
I'm also Raven, listed as blue-haired Raven for obvious reasons.
I
But
can't see the blue hair that clear though. By the way,
really,
yeah,
I can.
it's hard, but I
But
like
yeah,
it.
thank you. It's definitely for a reason. I'll get to that later.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm originally from Lafayette, Louisiana. I've been here honestly long enough to pretty much say I'm not from Lafayette, Louisiana. I can say I'm from Dallas, but yeah, I'm the co-host on Raven's Nest.
And hello, everyone. I am Trisha, the host of Not Just Another Random Nobody podcast. I'm originally from the Bronx, mother of three teenagers. Yeah, so I'm always running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But I am so excited for this episode, ladies' night.
Me too. Me too. Me too.
Yes. Hey, y'all. I'm Mo. I am from the Bronx, of course, New York. I'm representing Sophisticatedly Ratchet podcast. So if you guys are hearing me for the first time, that's where we from. New York. Well, I'm from New York. I'm from the Bronx. Yeah. Always got to represent the BX everywhere I go. That's just me. Yeah.
Don't zone her shit either.
Don't zone my shit. Exactly.
That means you listen to the podcast because
Yeah.
that's what they say every time we introduce Mo. And I'm
Yeah.
TJ. I'm from Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast as well. And I'm super excited about this episode, ladies. So let's get into it.
Mhm.
So we all kind of brainstormed and we came up with a few topics. The first topic was what? That was random nobody's kind of topic.
Hypergamy?
Yes.
I'm saying it like I knew how to say it at first.
And
I said it
pronounced
wrong
it right,
at first.
too.
Right. Pronouncing it right this time because I definitely introduced it to you guys not correctly. So shout out to Blue Hair Raven for, hooking us up with the pronunciation.
Yes.
But yeah, hypergamy, yes. Very interesting topic.
Oh, so what does it mean?
Okay, so for those that don't know, I recently found out about it. It's basically when a woman is in a relationship with a man that has a lot of money, resources, can afford them to live a life of luxury. And women normally enter these relationships for various reasons. I think a small percentage actually are into the men, but a lot of them are with like older men or men that they wouldn't normally date and things like that. But they live like this amazing life. They travel, they eat at these amazing restaurants, they have all the bags, all the shoes, all this stuff. And I was just like, how come no one ever told me about this? Like, I could have had options, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always say I should have married rich. And I say it jokingly, but I mean, I'm divorced now, so I wasn't joking. But like, life could have been a little bit easier. You know what I'm saying?
So I think there's levels to it. But go ahead.
Right, because I was gonna say, am I even built for that? I don't even know. I don't know, guys. What do you think?
I guess I'm trying to figure out, is it you date the person or you knowingly go into it knowing that this person is, that's what I'm trying to.
I think it varies.
Okay.
I think it really varies because one woman, she was saying how she was dating this one man in a wheelchair and she was happy because she assumed that his lower extremities wasn't working, so she wouldn't have to have sex with him. So in that case, I know she's not like gonna be in love with him. She's just using him. And like that's what I was wondering too. Is it using men? I don't fully get it, but
I think they're both using each other. It's a use.
That's true.
I actually disagree. I think there's levels to it. I think what you're describing is more the sugar baby type of shit. Where you're just trying to like take, and you want a rich guy to like trick on you. You know what I'm saying? And so you're doing all the lavish shit, and like it's because he's tricking on you. But I do think that this exists in like real life. Like, who wants to marry somebody that doesn't have the resources that would get me what I need to get? Like, if you want your kid to be in like the best schools, we both can't be working like, at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think there's levels to it. So you're finding a person that has more access, makes more money, more resources. So I think there's levels to it.
I get that.
And to be honest, like, why didn't I know about it? I mean, I feel the same way too. Like, why didn't I know about that? I think
they need to teach this in schools. Like,
I mean, technically, they don't put a term on. They don't. No, for real, they do. I agree. But I don't feel like. I mean, I feel like everybody did kind of know about it. Like, they didn't know the term per se, but I feel like everybody.
Correct.
Everybody knew about it. Like,
that's when they say marry rich, like you said.
Exactly. Like, I feel like most women do want to marry up, I guess. Like, I don't want to marry a man that I'm going to have to take care of. Like,
facts.
So where they do that at?
I want to marry a man that's going to teach me something. He gotta be able to escalate my life. Like, and it's not saying that the woman shouldn't have her own. But yeah, I'm not marrying somebody that I feel like is gonna bring me down. So I feel like everybody should be kind of marrying up in a way.
Right. Yeah. And the person doesn't necessarily have to be rich. Like you said, you got to be able to gain something for the person to add value to yourself. Teach you
Teach me something, like whatever the
enhance my skill and help me enhance a skill set of mine. Or let me learn something from you. Right. Absolutely. There you go. Of course.
Yeah, if you can't ask my life, it's like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Facts.
So,
Facts.
with you guys now knowing about this, is that what we're doing? Is that what we're seeking?
2022.
Look at you. I mean, personally, I feel like there's a certain, like, and I'm not downing myself. I don't think I have that look. Like, I could get it, but I don't dress up every day. Like, you know what I mean? That
because you're envisioning
like
the sugar baby. That's why. Because you're envisioning the sugar baby that's in Gucci and Prada.
Right.
Like, there's levels.
But
so
that's what it is. Isn't that what it is?
Like, PJ,
I think
break
there's
it down. What is
to
the sugar baby and the hyper whatever?
Right.
Yeah.
Hypergamy, Raven. Hypergamy.
Hypergamy. Like the purr.
I don't want to say that like I'm a very experienced sugar baby. I only did it a few months. We did an episode on gold diggers. And I found out that gold diggers are winning in these streets. Okay. Like, they get in bags. They're not even sleeping with these men.
What?
They're going on, like, these sugar babies are going on dates. And they're getting paid to go on the dates.
Where I sign up?
No, for real.
Well, there's a whole bunch of sites. And so this is in our gold diggers episode, if you listen to it.
Okay. So
I think in the gold diggers episode, that's when it's like, it just triggered me. And I was like, you know what? I'm intrigued. Let me go and do some research. YouTube, it's filled on YouTube. It's on TikTok. It's everywhere. They're teaching you how to be a sugar baby. So I got on the site. Oh my God, I'm telling all my business. This is what I do. Yeah.
Drop that tea, sis.
Yeah. So you go on a site. There's multiple different sites. I'm not going to say the one that I was on. You create a profile, and I put my real age. I'm not going to tell you my real age right now, but I put my real age, and I got no hits at all. It wasn't until I dropped my age by like 10 years that niggas was trying to holler.
Wow. So was it like a mixed race, or was it like one specific race?
There you can choose what you want, but I had it open, and you choose the amount that you want the man to make too. You know what I'm saying? Like, 1 million up, 500K and up. So
do you have to pay to join this site to make this profile?
No, it's free. Like, there's a premium option where you can pay for it, but I didn't pay for it. I think if you're as per the experts, the sugar baby experts, they're like, you want to have like either a few men that you're dealing with, or your main man. You don't even need to be on the site anymore to like pay for the premium. But the man should have the premium, because the premium means that he's like been verified and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
And I did go on a date. Well, I went on a date. I didn't get paid for it, so I know that. And I'm just still learning. Like, I don't know how to
Yeah.
fucking niggas for money. Like, because I'm so independent and I've been doing my own thing for so long. So, but yeah, I was talking to this one African guy. He was a lawyer, and it's PPM, which means pay per meet. Pay per meet. So meaning like you go on a date with them. So he was like PPM 250. I've been hearing about girls getting like 500, 600 on. I'm like 250. You trying to lowball me? Like, so I spoke to a friend that has been doing this, and I was like, "What do you think?" And she was like, "Absolutely not. He just wants to fuck." So you can meet with him, like, and she was like, "Tell him that you're not having sex on the first date." And I was like, okay, I don't want to put that out there. I just want to go on the date and see how it feels.
Right.
And I'm happy that I put myself out there to say that, because the minute I said that, I hadn't heard from him.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Wow.
Anyway,
I mean, it's crazy, but it's not crazy to me.
It's not crazy.
Because that's what they're
exactly
expecting.
because that's what you're doing. You know what I mean? They know that they got money. They know the women want their money, so they're looking at it like, yeah, you can have my money, but it's at a
Transaction.
pussy.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, but my
transaction.
pussy is not 250.
Well,
I'm
some people-
glad you know your worth.
for some people it is, because this 250 may now make their 2,000, because this is their
Right.
And that's also
Fix the person that they're
prostitution.
dealing
with. Or
That's
whatever,
also
right.
to me, that's prostitution.
right.
Oh,
Like, there's a
Yeah, it
difference
is.
between a man tricking on you and you're not having sex because you're building towards a relationship. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? And I think that's what I was going for. I just wanted to meet a man that was financially stable. I wasn't really looking to be a real sugar baby in my heart. In my heart, that's what I didn't like. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I cleared that up. I'm done. I told too much. I told too much.
It's right. I actually
That had blue hair, Rave.
And
I knew you was getting to the juice because I was waiting.
Unintentionally, I was a sugar baby. Like, it wasn't
Unintentionally.
it didn't start off like that. Like, I didn't go on a site or anything like that. It just was I was getting dang, I don't want to like put him out there.
What you was
I don't really know how
getting?
else to say it.
What you was
But
getting?
I was getting my car fixed is actually what was happening. And actually I got my car fixed by someone that I typically don't go to. And I mean, I knew him already, but I just typically get my car fixed somewhere else. So I go get my car fixed, and he asked to take me on a date. And I'm like, this guy's like older. Like, at the time, 30 years older than me.
Dang.
Yeah. So, because I was in my 20s, so 30 years older than me. And
So he was
I'm
in
like,
his 50s per se, about 50.
and so at the time, he ended up fixing my car for free, buying the part, all this stuff. And I'm like, I mean, shoot, we can do a date. Like, go get something to eat. Like, I know for a fact I don't have to do anything. So, yeah, okay, cool. So it went from us going on a date to, I think my car messed up again. And it was like, hey, here, use mine. Then it was like, you take my card to put in gas and so on and so forth. And it just really kind of led from there.
How did you meet him?
I actually, he's a family friend, pretty much.
I was like, is he the mechanic? Because like,
yeah, no, he's not. Like I said, he's not my typical mechanic. My typical mechanic is also a family friend. But yeah, I had seen him around. I've been knowing him for a while now. And yeah, it just kind of went from there. It came to an abrupt stop because he texted me one day about he was fixing my car, actually. And it's funny because he actually took so long to fix my car intentionally. Like, it was no way.
To keep you around.
Yes, like I was driving his car for like 2 months. It's like it was no way I needed to like. It
so
took
he
you that
gave
long
you a loaner car,
basically.
Okay.
So it turned out that he texted me a picture of my car and he said, oh, and I put on all new tires or whatever. And I'm like, oh, thanks. He's like, do you know why I did that? And I'm like, because it needed new tires? Like, I don't really know.
Yeah.
And he's like, because I love you. And I was like, okay, yeah, we're done. Like, I can't,
Love.
because I just felt like it was, I don't know.
How long was
I'm
this?
not,
What was the
I'm not
time
that
period?
mean. Again, we've been knowing each other, but
Okay.
this was going on for about 2-3 months.
So
But we never had sex.
okay, because I was gonna ask that.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
did it
never
go
had
far?
sex.
Okay.
Did you feel
It,
like? Would you?
no, not with him, not
Age,
with him
like
per se. Yeah. I think that has a lot to do with it. But I don't know. I just couldn't. I wasn't. It's funny because he said something to me once about like I don't even hug him or show like him any affection. So I made sure like every time I see him, like, oh, we can do hugs. I can do hugs all day
yeah,
long.
you paid
Like,
for my car. I can hug you.
Right.
yeah,
That's
not even just my car. I
understandable.
mean, like, I had his credit card at all times. Like, he ended up like getting me a card like to his account. So I needed gas. It was a holiday that passed by. Like, me and I have 4 children. We all needed clothes for this holiday. Go get it. Clothes, shoes, just whatever. Like, use it at
You
will.
was a
So
sugar baby. You didn't know it.
that's why I
Wow.
said unintentionally. Like, it didn't
Yeah,
even
that's what
start
she
off
said
like as like
unintentionally. Yeah.
it didn't even start off like, oh, you about to be my sugar daddy. But that's basically what it ended up being. So,
Mm.
but like I
Wow.
said, when he said he loved me, it was just like, okay, I can't even hurt you
Yeah.
like that because I'm not even in this. Like, so
And
I
then
that's
don't
why
like
he
you like
left.
that. I don't like you like that.
Mm. All right.
Yeah.
So, do you guys want to do a burner question? That's something that we do at the Sophisticatedly Ratchet
Sure.
podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
So, burner questions are signature to the SR podcast. We ask a question and then we can all answer in either one of 3 ways, either yes, which is like a clear yes, or no. Or if you're kind of in between, or you have like a sophisticatedly ratchet answer, you can say sophisticatedly ratchet and then explain why it's sophisticated, why it's ratchet for you, why you're in between, why it's not a yes, why it's not a no. You guys have cards, and if you don't have cards, you can make it or use your phone.
Yeah, no cards. Definitely have phone.
Just use your phone. Use your phone. All right. So the burner question is: do you feel like you dated wrong in your younger years? And I know that's kind of like a weird question, but like, do you think when you were younger you were dating wrong? I don't know how else to answer it. Y'all get me? All right. They all say yes for y'all listening. They all shook their head yes. And if you're not able to see us, you can definitely catch this on our YouTube page. So Raven's Nest has a YouTube page, and Sophisticatedly Ratchet has our YouTube page, and it's So Ratchet Podcast, and that's So Ratchet as one word, and then space podcast if you're looking for us on YouTube. So
Raven,
the
that's what I was
answers.
trying to do.
I didn't use my
And
Snapchat.
this is what I came up
Mo, you
with.
see the
That's what I was
logos in your
trying.
picture? I don't know how to remove our logo. The
That's
other
all
one.
right.
Here
Just
we
leave
go.
it.
So Raven 143 said yes. Blue Hair Ray said, I didn't see your card, girl. Let me see.
She
That.
said yes.
You said
I
yes.
got
Random Nobody.
Mhm.
You said what? I didn't see.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I did.
Mo said sophisticatedly ratchet. And I am gonna go with yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay if I go first?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the reason why I feel like I dated wrong in my younger years is because
Mm-hmm.
I was dating men my own age.
Boom.
And they're just not at that level. You know what I mean? I think I was ready to settle down even when I was like in my 20s. And I was just meeting people that just weren't there yet. And men are not as mature as women, you know?
Agreed.
Facts.
And I don't think it hit me until I started watching Kevin Samuels, and I know we all hate his ass. And I do. I'm not a big fan of him, but a lot of the stuff that he's saying is accurate. You know what I mean? Like how we pick our men and what we're worth in our 20s. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in my 30s, and I'm like, damn, I feel like I'm kind of settling because I should have already had a kid. You know what I mean? Like now I'm like, I need to pick somebody now because I need to have a kid now because my eggs are, like they're about to be fried. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So yeah, I feel like so that's a yes for me then. It's not a sophisticated. Well, I said yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said yes.
Yes, I
I'm
said
complete.
sophisticated. Yeah, I said sophisticatedly ratchet. Ultimately, it's a yes, but I said sophisticatedly ratchet because if I didn't date the type of people that I dated, I wouldn't know certain things. I wouldn't know certain
Yes.
things that I know now.
Mhm.
So I say that pushed me to, yes, clearly I dated the wrong people when I was
Mhm.
young, but it's sophisticatedly ratchet because I had to go through that to know, like at a particular age, you feel like, you know what love is. And at a certain point, I thought I know exactly what love is. I was with somebody for 7 years and was like madly in love with them. Hindsight now, when I'm looking back, I'm like, um, what I thought your depiction of love was, if somebody, now that I'm older and I'm maybe dating somebody else and they show me something completely different, and it's like, yo, this seems more like love. I don't know what the hell I was thinking was going on, the 7 years that I was with this individual. Like, what the hell is going on? So I say that to say, I had to go through that to know what certain things are and what I require now. But the answer is definitely, of course, yes. Like I dated wrong.
Well, see, I feel
Mhm.
like I read something one time that says basically like there's different stages of love. Like, there's
Yes.
puppy love.
Mm-hmm.
So there's it was another one. I'm trying to Google it real quick while you was talking. I was listening now.
Yeah.
But and then there's like, your forever love. But there's another one. I can't think of what the term was for it. But that's not really to say that the love that you had for these 7 years wasn't really love.
Love. Right.
I feel
No, I
like
agree. I think
whatever
I
you
love the
went through
person.
with
Mm-hmm.
that person, like everything we go through changes us in some type of
Correct.
way, shape, or form. So with that being said, it's not even to say that you require the things you require now. Then, like, you
Right.
changed over time. Like whether it was that person did some things to hurt you, or whatever the case
Mm-hmm.
is, that made you require something different. So again, it's not
Correct.
really to say that that wasn't love. I just feel like, again, because I can agree with you. My early 20, honestly, I was ready to love it like 10. No, I'm just
You're
joking.
right.
But
That was me.
I was really like,
Mhm.
That was me too.
I was really ready for love, like teenage years, teenage adult, 18, 19. Like I really was ready to settle down, and have a family. However, going through things in relationships and stuff, it really changed who I was. Yeah, it changed who I was over time. Because even now, like I'd be like, relationship, like I don't know about that. Like, people joke and be like, I'm gonna be single forever. Maybe right, but
What do you
it's
want though?
I don't like. I really at this point, I'm at a point in my life where I really don't know. Like, I actually really love being by myself.
Right.
This actually really ties into where we're headed, but yeah, I love. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but I don't know. I think I've just kind of been hurt so many times, or I feel like I have a level of honesty with people that I don't receive in return. I'm very blunt. I'm very honest. I'm very open.
Me
Um,
too.
That's
That's like
and I
awesome.
just feel
TJ.
like,
Yeah, that's TJ. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I feel like it's not as easy for people to reciprocate it. Like
Mm-hmm.
they
Yeah.
feel like, oh, I'm gonna lie to you because I love you, and I feel like, no, be honest with me because you love
Mhm.
me. Like people feel like when I'm being on, they say they want people to be real. They want people to be honest.
Then
But then
when
when
they
you
get
are, they're
it,
like, that's rude or
mhm.
that's mean. It doesn't matter what tone I say it in or how I present it.
The
Just when
delivery.
I'm being
Mhm.
honest, it's like, that's mean. Why would you tell
Well,
me
they
that? Or
say
why
the
would you
truth
say that?
hurts.
Exactly. It does. But I don't know. I rather people hurt me with honesty. Like
Yeah.
I can definitely respect honesty.
Me
So,
too, 100%. And the truth doesn't hurt to everybody. The truth only
mhm,
hurts to the people that are offended by it, right? Like
Right.
me and you, we want the truth. So it
mhm,
doesn't hurt me when you tell me, I want to fuck this next bitch. Thank you
mhm,
for telling me it's time for me to move along. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy that you were honest with me. Like I'm more
mhm.
grateful that you were truthful.
Exactly. I'd
Versus
rather you
stringing me
tell me than
along.
to just go. And actually, me and Raven touched on this on another episode, and I was saying, basically, like when you tell me stuff like that, like you never know. Not even just me, women in general, you never know truly what your woman or even your dude may or may not be okay with, or may be open to. Be honest with me. Like, give me the option.
Communicate.
Yes, give me the option to see how I react to it. I mean, it's
Mhm.
gonna go one or two. I'm either going to be okay with it, or I'm gonna tell you hell no. Like, but it again, you have to give me that option. So,
Mhm. What about you, Ray
What about you,
143?
man?
Yes, I say yes because I as well, like when I was younger, pretty much I'm just looking for love. Like I love love. Like I love it. I'm in love with the idea of love.
Are
And
you
I
in
wish,
love right now?
oh child, I don't know what's going on right now.
Mm.
I
What that
don't
mean?
so on our podcast, I always tell, well, I started it off. I am currently dating my ex-husband. But
Mm.
at this content moment, because I'm so blunt and honest, I don't know what's going on with us right now. Because right now he could, I just don't like. Yeah,
Y'all live
I
together?
like
we
that.
live together.
Sharing the
Wow.
same bed?
And as of last
Fucking?
night, go get your own spot. Believe me.
TJ.
Yes, fucking yes, all of it.
Wow.
I mean, this is ladies' night. I can't
This
dance
And
with
is
the
this
niggas,
is the
right?
thing.
interesting.
Right.
I've
Okay, this
been
is
with
great.
him since I was in high school. Like I was
Wow.
a sophomore in
So
high
it's
school.
comfortable. It's familiarity.
Correct. And even with before him or whatever, because we would be together and we wouldn't like, you know how that is. But I was still always searching for love when I should have just had fun and dated. Because here I
Mm-hmm.
am in my 30s and people are telling me stuff and I have not experienced that because I've always
Mm.
been trying to search for that, that
Yeah.
love. So yeah.
Do you guys
I
have
want to touch on
children,
that, but I'm
Raven
Oh
gonna
and
wait.
yeah, we
Tiffany?
have 2 kids. We have two
Okay.
kids, and he has so when he was in between me, he was with his other baby mama, and so he has a kid with her too. Yeah,
Wow. But y'all wasn't together at that time.
no,
In
So you
between. Okay.
can't
Well, yeah,
even.
you can't.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Just making sure. Yeah. Just
And
making
he
sure.
was with her first, so I'll
Okay.
put that out there. Yeah,
Oh,
Okay.
really?
yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
wow. That's
Okay.
scary.
TJ,
Because I'd have been like, are
TJ's
you
like,
gonna
oh,
go
we need
back?
you back for another episode,
But I'm
honey.
telling you,
This
we
sounds like
had
a part 2 already.
And I'm noticing something. I'm gonna make a comment after another random nobody goes.
Oh,
But go ahead.
okay.
All right, so let me go first. Let me just hurry up and go then
Of
because I
course.
want to know. I want to
No.
know what Mo want to know.
No.
Okay, so I feel like I definitely dated wrong when I was younger because I always put his needs or the guy's needs before mine. So instead of me being happy, I wanted to make sure that he was happy and I would just, say yes to anything
Was this your
because I didn't
marriage?
want this is marriage, this is any relationship. This
Oh,
is up
wow.
until like when I got separated maybe 5 years ago. I would just always put everybody's you just want to make sure I wanted to make sure that they were happy instead of making sure that I was happy, knowing my worth. So when my light bulb came on, it was like, oh no, Trisha's going to be happy first,
Facts.
and that's when a lot of the dating stopped because I don't know if I was attracting the same type of man, but it was just like time to focus on myself. And then, when I went back out into the dating world, I was able to alleviate myself from unnecessary relationships because I knew what I was worth and I knew what I would not accept anymore. So I definitely did that wrong. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
Okay. So wow. Ooh, this is deep. And the reason why I say this is deep, because I'm about to go there. So Raven's Nest and another random nobody, Trisha. You guys, in my opinion, is in the best place in your lives right now as far as taking your time and finding people. And I'm gonna tell you why. All of y'all got kids. Once I had
I was
all of
gonna
you
say
guys
the
have
same thing
all of you
too.
guys
Because
have kids.
Mhm.
For me, once I have kids, you can't tell me nothing after that. I got my kids. I got, you know what I mean? So it's like you could just take your time and you don't have to deal with bullshit next. Where me and TJ is, it's a little rougher because we don't have children and we have a very short time frame for that. So it's kind of like, what I mean? I just feel like you guys are in a beautiful place where you have your children and you can really take time to hone in on really what you want and what you deserve.
see,
because
I have to disagree.
That's
Only because
my
I do have
opinion.
children.
Yeah.
And because of that, and it took me some time to took me some growing up. It took me seeing my kids' reactions. That I have to really be careful who I
Or
give
how
my
you
heart to,
take.
like,
Well,
and how
that's why
I
I
deal
said
with people. And
that's
because
exactly why I said you guys could take your time.
oh, okay,
You don't,
yeah,
yes, that's what I'm saying. You could take
yeah,
your time. It's nothing. You don't have to rush into.
Rush,
You already have
yeah,
your children. You're at a perfect opportunity where you can just take your time and wean out before you even bring anybody to you. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you
exactly.
are
Because
at
I
a
have
perfect. Yes,
I used to
that's
have
what
a
I'm
6 month
saying.
rule. Like I said, like
Mhm.
you have to be dating you 6 months before you can come around my kids.
Absolutely, and
And
that's what I'm
honestly,
saying. Mhm.
6 months don't even cut it for me no more.
Exactly,
Like,
but that's what I'm saying. You're in a
yeah, we
perfect.
have time.
You guys are in a perfect place where you can easy breezy let me go through here, let me go through there, because you have your children is of essence, and you have that already. So it's nothing to rush. I don't have to rush to get to do anything with you. I could take my time and really find that love for me and someone that will embrace my children. We're on the same page. Let's see, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Me disagreeing also had to do with the fact that I have boys. And it's just me, and I definitely am very I definitely believe in that father role model, like
figure.
So it's to me, it's kind of like finding a balance between like me dating someone and like just bringing just anyone around my kids, like, because I can't do that, and I definitely want to make sure that this man is someone that I wouldn't mind my kids looking up to,
that like, your sons can model after.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want them just looking up to anybody, like and I learned in my last relationship, like 6 months really isn't. You can get to know someone in 6 months,
but people can still fake it.
Exactly, like they can fake it.
Cause honey child.
Yeah, like, and it's crazy that someone can really just pretend to be someone completely different for over 6 months. Like, that's crazy to me.
I don't think time means anything.
Yeah, I'm about to say TJ disagree with time.
If I trust me, I do tomorrow and we're vibing, like, I don't put a time frame on anything that it's really what I'm feeling and what I'm getting from my partner, and what they're vocalizing and expressing too. Because like words aren't everything.
They're not.
So let me ask you this. Typically, this is what I've experienced. When you date someone at the very beginning, you're getting the best of them because they don't want you to see the bad side. Like this might
the representative, they call it.
Yeah. So when do you feel as if you're truly meeting that person? Because of course I feel like over time they kind of come out that shell and you start to see the real them. You get what I mean? I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly.
No, I get exactly what you mean. I get exactly what you mean. It's like TJ said, you represent. So at first, the first month is they go so hard. They're doing things that you're like, wow, like, and then you expect that to continue on. But now when you're in month 11, it's like, well, what happened to what you was doing?
You ain't the same dude.
You know what I mean? You don't even open the door for me no more. The door is slamming behind you. I'm like, dang.
Yeah. So I definitely understood what you were saying.
Yeah,
definitely.
I agree with that. And that's why I kind of said time. It's crazy because I just feel like I don't feel like you really know somebody until you actually kind of live with them or stay with them for and I saw something that said basically you should go on before you actually officially date someone. You need to go on a trip with them.
Yes, yes, I agree with that.
Like all these little things, and I see that. I definitely get that now because you kind of see. Of course, you're not living together, but you kind of get the vibe if y'all on a trip for a week. You kind of see what they would be like at home, I guess. Like, you get like a little taste test, I guess.
No, that's kind of true. I agree. You got to go on vacation because that kind of gives you the vibe. If you're like, I can hang with this person one-on-one. Like,
I disagree. I feel like that. Well, I'll let you finish, Mom.
Yeah, like I feel like no. I'm saying I think you should go on, or you should at least experience a vacation. I'm not saying how soon in or how late in. I just think a vacation should, especially if you don't live with the person. Let me be clear.
Yeah. I feel like vacation is still play. You know what I'm saying? And I use air quotes because vacation is like, we don't got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
We're chilling. I'm in my bathing suit. I'm dressing up for sexy dinners at night, putting on my heels and makeup. But it's not the real me either. You know what I mean? But not that it's not the real me, but I know that it can still be the representative even on vacation. Maybe they're neat and keeping shit in their little closet on the vacation, but when you get home, they have shit everywhere. There's no organization or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So what I think I do, which is I think is also a problem for me, is I'm my 100% self from the very beginning. I don't feel like I change.
Yeah.
So I expect everybody to be like me. And I know that not everybody's like
and they're not.
Guys are trying to do whatever they can do to get whatever it is that they want. Like, and I doubt it's just sex. I don't feel like men were just after me for sex. I think they were actually interested or whatever at some point. Maybe they were after me for sex, but I didn't feel like it, because I was enjoying myself. But whatever. And I wanted to say something back on what Mo had said. Like, I do feel like I'm behind the time because I don't have kids yet. And I do know, like, if I had kids, then I'd be like, oh, fuck relationships. Maybe I would be like you, Ray, and just be like, I want to be by myself. I don't want to be with nobody. Like, I think I'm good. But at the same time, it's like I really do want that structure. I want that foundation, that Black love foundation that my kids get to see and get to model and get to understand that this is how a man should love a woman. This is how a woman should love a man. Like I want that for my kids. And I think that's the only thing that's not pushing me to just get anybody to bust a nut in me. You know what I'm saying? Just so I can have a fucking baby. Go ahead, Random.
Go
What you
ahead,
saying?
Random.
Okay, so let me just put this out here because this is what I'm getting. Okay, like Mo and TJ, you guys are saying that you don't have children yet, right? It's gonna happen, to come. Don't rush anything. Everything happens in its time, right? Me as a married, divorced mom with 3 children, I'm like, shit, I wish I didn't have no damn kids. I wish I was single.
Wow.
It's like sometimes we want what
Well,
we
we
don't
can't
have, but when we have
We
it,
don't
it's
have
like, yo, I want that now. It's, you know what I mean?
Agreed.
So
Yeah, I get what you're
sometimes,
saying. Absolutely. Wow.
yeah, and sometimes it doesn't look like, because like TJ, you just said you want that Black love, you want it to. What if it doesn't look like that?
I know, and it hasn't.
You
That's
know?
why I still ain't had no baby, and I
No,
still not
even when you
married.
have
Like,
your
when you do have a baby,
child,
yeah.
what if it doesn't look like, you know? So sometimes it's
Yeah.
just like, let us be grateful for where we are, what we have,
In
and
the
just let it
process.
happen.
Be
You know what I
grateful for the
mean?
process.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Because
so true.
yeah.
That's
yeah,
true. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
It's the
Because I mean,
mama,
I
the
used to
old
tell my
mama in
kids
me.
all the time. Like, I mean, not my kids. I'm sorry. I used to tell people all the time, like, I love my kids to death, but I really wish I would have had like the same kids at a later time.
Yeah.
Like,
I love my
Okay.
kids too. Sorry guys, love y'all, all 3 of y'all. Sorry.
yeah, like I love my kids to death, but like, just really, I wish I would have waited because I do
Agreed.
love, like, and
Like,
I wanted to be married with, I want to be married and established, and it's crazy. I didn't know I wanted those things when I first had a child. I mean, I knew I wanted to be married or whatever, but I just didn't know. I didn't think it through. I had kids young, and again, same kids, later time. And that's really how I feel about it. I wish I would have became established a relationship, a foundation.
not only that,
bonded
like
with my-
TJ and Mo, yeah, I'm talking to a dude. The dude be like, "Man, you got your passport? You want to go to Mexico next weekend?
You can
Sure.
go.
I don't work. I have money. Let's go. Us. Well,
Son, the
what's the days?
supermarket.
Because I got the kids. Who's gonna watch them? You know, it's a lot
you're
to
right. I
consider.
like
You
what you
can't
got.
be as go with the flow or free spirited. You kind of got to plan a little bit.
And see, that's hard for me because I'm a free spirit.
Yeah, I could
I
tell.
am too. I am too.
You
I
and
feel like
TJ is one and the
me
same.
and
Y'all
you
are definitely the
relate.
same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
y'all are
guys
definitely the
relate.
same.
Like
Yeah,
yesterday.
And then I also wanted to comment on what you said today. So I do feel like when I meet people, I am my true self. I'm 100% openly me. I'm honest with you. I'm blunt. I might say something that you like, whoa, you did that, like, and I'm like, yeah, like, and keep it moving. But I don't expect people to be the way I am, but I do put it out there that I would like you to be yourself. I would like you to tell me what you like and what you don't like.
Yes.
Also, with random nobody. I'm sorry, dang, I'm getting all tongue tied. But what you basically said, you do things to make people happy. I agree with that too. Like, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's your job to make you. I mean, yes, you should already be happy.
Right.
However, I feel like the person you're with is supposed to make you happy as well. So I don't feel like you were ever wrong for making sure that your spouse is happy, but in return, they should be doing the same thing. And I think that's where I was messing up at. Like, I made sure that who I was with was happy, and I would tell them, if you don't like something, tell me. If you don't, if you don't agree with something, tell me, and I'll make those changes. A lot of times, you don't even have to tell me. If I do something and I see you frying your face up, or I'm not gonna do it no more. And it did bother me that people didn't do the same for me. And it wasn't so much I expected it from them off top, because that may not be who you are. But when you see that I do it for you, or I'm willing to do it for you, and I don't get it in return, then I got a problem. Like,
wow.
So
anyway, I was gonna say, not to wrap this up, because I feel like, Random, you kind of wrapped us up a little bit and we kept going, but you were like, be present in where you are right now. Like, we're all crying over spilled milk, but that was the question. Like, did you feel like you did it wrong? We can get into a ratchet topic, or do you guys want to just maybe just do a quick list of some things that you would tell either your younger self or someone that like what are like some of the things that you would teach them, like some lessons? I can start first if you guys oh no, go ahead, Ray.
I was
Ray,
about
go
to
first.
say, oh, I mean, you could go, but I am the prize. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's
Mm,
not,
Yes,
you
girl,
are
you took the
not like,
words out of my
and
mouth.
he can be too. We can both be the prize, but I'm not gonna chase after you. I'm not gonna. I agreed with you as well. Like, I used to try to make sure you're happy. Well, let's both make each other happy. Let's compromise, because that's what a relationship is. And then
100%.
something that I recently saw was it was on TikTok. I love TikTok, y'all.
Me too.
That's my jam. And this girl was like, it's not, oh, we talking stage and then we dating and da da da. She was like, we're friends. Yes, that's it. We're friends, and then we're in a relationship, and then we're married. That's it. It's just 3 levels. I would definitely go by that. So
I
in
like
high
that.
school, when I'm talking to all these dudes, y'all, that's my I know my mama or older people will be like, your little friend.
Your little friend.
And be like, no, that's my boyfriend, or that's the boy I'm talking to. No, that's your little friend. Like, that's it. Stop trying to rush things. And I think with me personally, I have some control issues. Like, we're going to talk for this much, and then we're going to be in a relationship, then we're going to get married. And, I'm the type of person, as soon as I find out your last name, I'm trying to, Raven Williams. How does that sound? Like, just let it go with the flow.
That's a woman thing for sure. Or I've done it too. I can just say that.
And see, I'm not even there.
We've all
I've
done
been there since
that.
high school.
I've done that.
I was agreeing. I did
Yeah.
have done it, but I ain't done this
Yeah.
since high school. Like, I'll be so. Y'all just don't know. I'm so different. I'm like, I don't know. It's just, again, I think it's been time and things that have been done and ways that have been handled, and just I agree with you on I'm the prize, like, because I know what I have to offer. I know the type of person I am, what I'm willing to do for the person that I love. So yeah, no. But take my time would be
Take
what
your time.
the
That's a
advice I
good
gave my
one.
younger self. Like, take my time, get to know them, be friends. I agree with that. Yeah, because we have time, and I think that's what I didn't get I didn't get when I was younger. Like, you have time. What?
I hear you, but I think at my point where I'm at right now, it's like you don't have time. Like, you kept saying you have time, you have time, you have time, and now
But
you're 39.
but you do. But
Yes,
you do.
why don't
But
you
you
have
do.
TJ?
My
I know
sister
you. I
had
know
her
you want to have
first
Not a
child
lot
at
of women are
42.
having successful,
Wow,
well,
that makes me feel good, Random.
My sister
It
had her
does.
first child at 42, and that 6-year-old
But
is
I'm
running
tired right now. Like, I'm tired and I don't got no kids to run after. I go to work
No.
and I come home and I'm fucking exhausted.
It's
But I
That
guarantee
can't
you,
even give you life.
exactly,
Help
you'll
the
find
homework.
some energy. I promise you.
Yeah.
I believe
you
I
have
will.
no choice.
I believe that.
You
I
will
believe
definitely
that I
find some
will.
energy.
I'm
Like,
claiming
I
that.
used to
I'm
I
claiming
used to
that.
sleep.
Yes.
Yeah, I sleep so hard, y'all. So hard. And I used to be so worried about my baby. Like, this baby gonna wake up in the middle of the night. Like, y'all, I remember I was a kid and my mom used to, she was trying to wake me up. I had gotten in trouble and she was throwing hangers at me. They were breaking against the wall on me and everything. And I ain't wake up. I was like, this poor baby. That baby gonna be screaming in they sleep and I'm just gonna, but again, as a mother, it comes to you. And it's automatic. So
Yeah, no, I
you'll
believe
find the
that.
energy.
I believe that. And I'm also going to have a nanny. I'm claiming that too, so that I don't have to be so stressed. The lessons that I would say is, and I came up with this because I was talking to one of my friends. She's younger, so she's like my younger sister. And I had to tell her, like, I think it's important that you know your body. And the only way that you're going to know your body is by being in a relationship. She had sex when she was like in high school. And then now she's in her like early 30s and hasn't had sex since. And I'm like, girl, you need to have sex because you need to know what you like, what you don't like. You know what I'm saying? You get to know your body. And the way you know your body is when you're actively having sex. And I'm not saying to have it with anybody. And so she ended up talking to this fuck boy, right? We knew he was a fuck boy. He had 4 kids, 4 different baby mamas, living it like a roommate, was playing video games all day. I was like, girl, he's a fuck boy, but I'm going to let you do you. But he's a fuck boy. We all have to experience one fuck boy in our lives.
Oh,
so
definitely.
That was another lesson
Maybe
that
a
I told her.
couple.
Know your body, at least experience a fuck boy so you know what to avoid moving forward. And definitely don't date your age. Date men that are a little bit more mature because, women are just more mature than men. Those are my lessons. Random and Mo?
Mo, did you want to go first?
You can go ahead. I'll go after you.
I was just going to say, if he cheats on you, keep it moving. Like, do
Mm,
not. Maybe you want to forgive
value
him one
yourself. Yes.
time to see if he'll stop.
Fix it.
But I stayed in my marriage for very long, 17 years, and it just kept happening and happening and happening. Yeah, it took a long time for that light bulb to come on, guys. But when it came on, it never turned off, and I walked away
Very
and I never turned back
good.
Proud of
around.
you for that, because that
You.
takes a lot,
Stay,
especially with
yeah,
kids.
yeah.
Uh,
Stay away. Like that cheating stuff, it's not gonna stop. And don't change who you are because it's not you.
I don't know if this might go too
I
That's
deep
what I
love
was
into
gonna
it, but
that.
what
say.
do you think
Yeah.
made it finally
I
go
love-
off for you?
I started eating, like I stopped eating meat. This is like crazy. Stop eating meat and started working out. And it's like my mind, like everything
Clearer.
is
I'm
just
telling you
coming
that
telling
vegan
you.
shit works,
clear.
bitch.
All
I,
of you
it,
guys are
Vegan shit
vegan?
work.
Not
I'm
only
not,
I think it's the
I'm not
workout for
anymore.
me. Yeah.
I'm not anymore, but I started running, started changing my diet, and everything just came so much clearer. And I was like, what am I? Why am I like, I'm better than this? And it's not like, oh, I was looking good, anything like that, because I still have, body issues, but it was just so much clarity. And I was like, oh, this is not going to stop. And the excuses, it's like, what can I change? And it's like, I changed everything you said, but you're still cheating. So,
Wow.
and it was just like, that's it.
I do want to make just one
Yeah, for
comment.
me. Okay, go ahead.
To based off of what you said, it reminded me that something else I would tell my younger self is to, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Like,
Girl,
I had that problem big. Just thinking people were gonna change, and thinking people like, oh well, they love me and they'll do this. And I'm not saying at all that people can't change. I'm a person who's changed in many ways. However, just expecting it or requiring it from someone, if it's not something they do on their own, believe them. Believe who they are. Like, believe what they've done to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's something
he
else.
showed me who he was. Like, we started dating at 17. He showed me at 17, and I didn't leave him till 35.
Wow.
So,
Wow. What I would say to to anybody younger, to my younger self, is be secure in who you are. Definitely. Always find your voice and use it.
That's key.
Yeah, definitely.
That's deep.
Definitely. It is. It's very deep. Very deep. And any relationship, I would tell any young girl this, any relationship that you get in, you still have to put yourself first. Don't lose yourself in the relationship.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's a good one.
And that happens a lot.
Yep.
Oh, all the time.
You tend to lose yourself. And by the time you come out of that, it's like, so I think those are some key points I will focus on and tell someone, or my younger self, or tell someone younger than me, or my younger self, those things. Be secure in who you are. Know who you are.
Yeah, it's hard because you're kind of still learning yourself, like even at this age. Like, I love who I am now, you know what I mean? Because it's like, and I still look super young. It's like, yo, I'm winning because my mind has been through the fuck boys and I've been through everything else. So like, I know exactly who I am and exactly what I want. So like, I love who I am right now. I feel like this was therapy, y'all.
Yeah, I love it.
This is like a ladies' night episode. I feel like it was like straight up therapy. Like, I needed to hear this, and we are all encouraging each other.
Yeah, hear it, be reminded, be all of that. Like, I definitely agree.
Oh yeah, Mo, what about the book?
Yes.
Oh, I was gonna get to that, but I was gonna say, can we get ratchet for a little bit before we get to that?
Sure.
Yeah. Let's do it.
My baby.
I wanted to get a little ratchet before we get to that. So when we brainstormed, we were talking, and I found out some real interesting news from our Dallas resident from Louisiana, Ray with the blue hair, and I'm gonna call her Unicorn. So let's get to a burner question, and then we can get to it. So the next burner question we have is, and this is kind of popular now. Like, it seems like a lot of people are talking about it, and the question is, let me get to it. Would you be open to being in a poly relationship? So we're going to get ratchet our last 10 minutes.
Hold up.
All right. So Mo has Sophisticatedly Ratchet. I have Sophisticatedly Ratchet. Obviously, the unicorn, Ray with the blue hair, says yes.
I don't know if you can really see this.
Ray143 from Raven's Mess says, hell to the nah, and so does Random Nobody. So let's go with the nahs first. Or actually, no, let's go with the automatic yes, because we knew it was the unicorn that started this shit. Actually,
We should go
describe
with the
what your
no.
name means.
Okay.
No, we should have let her. We should have saved her for last.
Yeah.
Okay, let's save her for last. All right, go with the no's first. So go ahead, Random. You go first.
All right. I would just say no. First, it's just I don't know enough about it. And personally, I feel like I'm too jealous of a person to be in that type of relationship. I can't do it. No, I can't do it. It's just, no, I can't do it.
Translation.
Hell no.
Hell no. Okay.
I'm so
And
petty.
if you don't know where that
answer,
came from, that came from Random Nobody's podcast, not another Random Nobody. Yes. She does that all the time. I love it. I love your podcast, by the way.
Thank you. Whew, I'm so petty. I'm just thinking about my.
Wait, let's get the other no first.
I know. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Go ahead.
So me, no. Hell no. The reason why is because I need too much attention. I'm jealous. And not only that, I'm very busy. I don't have time. Like, honestly, even when I date, I'm not the type of person who has like 5 dudes I'm dating at one. I'm dating one person, which I need to work on that too. But to be in a relationship with no.
What if you were the multiple? Like, what if he wanted to date multiple wives? Like, have multiple girlfriends.
No.
Oh, you're not dating. Okay.
I need all the attention. Like, first of all, I don't like rejection. So when I call you and you don't answer, I already feel rejected. I'm already just like,
and that's what anybody. Let's be clear. I'm included. Like friends included.
Yeah, for real, for real. I do not like that shit. I told you it's a little bit of a control, but I'm calling you, you're not answering. You with that bitch? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then are you comparing me? Her boobs look better. She looks better naked.
But she's your sister. She's supposed to be your sister, Raven. She's not a bitch.
Yeah.
What that?
Guess what? Even sisters, y'all be getting into. No. Hell no.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna go. I said sophisticatedly ratchet only because, and I'm Polly. I know that it could be more than 2, 3, 4, 5. Possibly for me, the only way I can see myself is just with another female, like a sister wife. And I say that to say, and I'm more so on the no side either. I say that I know why. On the no side. I know why. You know why?
I'm lazy.
Bitch, I be tired as fuck. Yeah. So let that bitch fuck you. Okay. Listen.
Look.
If I'm working late and then gotta come home and cook and do all of that, listen. Give me a day. My days is what? Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, or
that's true.
Monday too. I'm just being realistic. I'm thinking my mind on being selfish, but not selfish because you winning too. But that's why I said it could only be for me, one other female. I'm not into the 4 and the 5s and the 6 and all of that. No, I'm not doing that. But because it'll be a partnership. The way that I'm thinking about it,
that's exactly how it's portrayed on TLC. You guys watch
that's how
Wives episode,
that's how it's portrayed. Like, so where I'm maybe lacking, she would pick up, or where she's lacking, I could pick up.
One day she cooks, one day you cook.
We alternate. He may cook one day, right? So if it's gonna, and then if we're putting our incomes together and financially and thinking about things like that, okay, well, shit, let's go buy these townhouses and let's make it happen. So if I'm thinking in that mindset of winning,
really yeah,
and I don't gotta have sex every single day because now we're sharing that.
See,
maybe
every day.
But I want it every day too.
Every day.
Thank you. I don't need it every day. Like that.
3 times a day if we can.
Yeah, I mean, I could do it every day, but I don't need to do it every day. For me, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to do it like 10 times a day. I'm just being honest, Right. I'm saying you do. But in my authentic self, probably not. But if I really could do it, yeah, but just with one other person. But no, you want to be the only one. So I get it. Yeah.
I'm sophisticatedly ratchet too. Mainly because I feel like being monogamous is not natural, in my opinion. Especially for the men. A lot of men, and I hate speaking for them, but there's a lot of men that be like, oh, I don't want to get married, or I don't want to be with the same woman forever, or they deal with the cheating. I think women deal with the same shit too, because women cheat too. But I just feel like it may not be as natural and it's so forced. And Jada Pinkett, I hate the fact when she came out with the whole affair that she had with what's his name?
August Alsina.
August Alsina. She kind of played it like it was a fuck up. What did she call it?
Entanglement.
Yeah. And I was like, that took a lot of her power away, because I've always liked Jada Pinkett and Will Smith's relationship, because they were very open and saying, you know, I love him enough that I will allow him to just do whatever makes him happy. I don't own him. So if he wants to have sex with her because that's what he wants, who am I to say you can't do that? Like, I love you enough to make sure that you're going to do things that are going to respect me. And so I think I've always been someone that was like, oh, I'm open to having an open relationship and allowing my partner to do, but it comes with a lot of rules. And I've said this in one of our episodes.
You said that all the time.
Like, I want to make sure that you're not bringing me back anything, that we have respect, that this bitch don't think she gonna take my spot, you know what I'm saying, or anything like that, or you're not trying to have her take your spot, take my spot, or whatever the case may be. But it's a little ratchet for me too. Like, it's because it's like, I don't know if I really want my kids around that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it gets confusing. It's like, all right, so who's this other person? So like, if I were to do it, it would be like a girlfriend that never comes to the house. We're not fucking in our marital bed. This is like, it would have to be rules to it and compromises. And that's if my husband was okay with it. If my husband didn't want it, no problem. I'm okay with it. What's up, Random?
I was going to say, but there are rules to it. And I feel like the community is very big, and you learn how, like, children grow up in it and they're okay. And I was going to use air quotes, but I'm not, because they are okay. Like, I listened to a podcast episode about polygamy, and this guy and his 2 wives were on it, and they really went into the explanation. Like you said, men are not made to be monogamous, and I believe that.
I believe women.
Yeah, but there are rules, and I think kids will be okay if, you know, if we did it and we learned how to do it the proper way,
and how to explain it to the kids too.
Yeah,
and you also
have to know that
Wives does it on TLC. Looks like it works. You know?
It does.
Yeah,
it does look like it works. Also, to touch on what you said, there are rules to it, but what you have to understand is the rules is what works for y'all.
Yes, I was gonna say that. You know,
it's
on it.
Correct. It's not like just a flat, like, oh, if you're gonna be polygamous, it's this. Like,
no, we
the same way it is women.
No, you create
your own rules in that relationship. Whatever works for you.
What they say the standards are, we create it.
Yeah,
correct. So, Blue Hair Rain. Last but not least, your answer was yes.
It was a straight up yes.
It was a straight up yes.
Because been there, done it.
Yeah, but I don't want to hear all about it.
And I'm not even going for it. I'm still not even opposed to it. In all honesty, it's a preference for me. My last relationship was not a poly relationship. I was not an open relationship, and it's over. But I just.
But
it's
tell us about
honesty
the poly.
for
like,
me.
Like, how did you? Were you sought after, or did you bring the person in? Like, that's what I was kind of.
Well, okay. So initially, I was sought after and met this guy. He had, I knew this guy. We were friends, and he always said stuff like, "I'm gonna make you my girl," and I was just like, "You always say that, and you got a girlfriend. Like, why do you be saying that? We could just be talking, like, just having a random texting conversation or whatever." And he'd make a comment about it, and I'm like, "Stop saying it. You have a girlfriend." Like, and I probably said this about a good 10, 20 times. And finally, one time he was like, "She don't care. Like, that don't matter." Like, he was like, "Sure, I want you to date her too." And I was just like, I said exactly what you said. What a lot of y'all said, attention wise. I'm pretty spoiled. I always have been. I felt like I required too much attention for that. I felt like I may get jealous. I felt like I was too selfish. Like, I want you all to myself. I really did not think go for it. I'm really big on saying, I don't knock it till I try it. I'll try almost anything once. And I emphasize almost, but almost anything once. Like, so it was just like, I don't know. And he basically kind of threw that in my face. Like, what happened? You'll try almost anything once or whatever. And I'm like, he's like, just let me take y'all on a date. So we went on a date. all three of us. And it just really kind of escalated from there.
What was that like though? What was the date like?
It was
Like
cool. Like
describe it. If
honestly,
I was on the
Yeah.
like
it was actually
how was
cool.
she with you when she met you? Was she like, "Hey girl, like I'm down." Like what was it?
It was just we
Were you
never really
attracted to her?
discussed it up off top, like on the date. We never really discussed it. Initially, it was just like hey, I got in a car. I got in a car. We rode. Like we was listening to music pretty much the whole way. I mean, we introduced ourselves, of course. Yeah, we went to like a restaurant and we just chilled and talked.
So did
It
you
was like
sit? You sit in the back of the car. You sat in the front.
I sat in the back. It's funny because I was gonna explain that, but I mean, sure, it was nowhere for me to sit in the front. I was gonna sit in the lap or something.
Right. And
I
I have
sat in
one
the back.
question.
Mhm.
So in a poly relationship, so are the women lesbians? Like what is that like?
Yeah, well, not always. We both were,
Okay.
are, whatever. But
So bisexual
yeah.
then? Okay.
I'm a free spirit. That's what I go
Free
by.
spirit. Okay.
But no, I'm basically I'm bisexual. But ultimately, like yes, yeah, we both are bisexual. However, that's not required. Like I said, y'all obviously seen Sister Wives. I don't agree with. I'm not gonna say I don't agree with it. Whatever makes people happy. However, I personally, no. If you can do it, why can't I do it? When I was making the comment earlier of it's not just guys that are not naturally monogamous. I feel the same way about women. I feel like.
Can I ask a question? And I don't want to be naive, but I'm trying to think like, wait, do they have to? So if you're in a poly relationship, do you have to do something with the other woman all the time? No, right? Right.
Well,
whatever works for y'all.
Whatever works for y'all, right? That's what I'm trying. So whatever works for the individuals. Okay.
But it's not required.
Yeah. But it's not required. Like whatever works for y'all. Like I said, we were both bisexual, so it just that's what worked for us.
So shit, y'all was just having the bond.
And you were attracted to her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's not it's her. That wasn't even my last that was my last poly relationship. I mean, it's not gonna be my last forever, but that was after that I was in an open relationship. That's what earlier when I was talking, I said that I would touch on why my hair was blue.
Yes.
My girlfriend actually died this past week.
Yeah.
She was
so sorry to hear
she died
that.
this past week.
Wow.
So
I'm so sorry to hear
that's why my hair is
that.
blue, favorite color.
Yeah.
That's actually why I go by Unicorn Ray. My hair is always a different color.
Yes.
Wow, that's heavy.
I'm so sorry
My
to hear that.
condolences. Yes.
But yeah, we were in a open relationship. Yeah, whatever made us happy. If it made me happy, he was down for it. It didn't even matter.
But you guys had rules so that you guys stay safe and stuff like that.
We were honest with each other. Yeah, and trust me.
What were those rules, if you don't mind, like real quick? I just want to know what they were.
Bad sex with someone else. Condoms are required. But what else? For the most part, it really wasn't too many rules between us. Like it was a respect thing, the honesty thing.
Correct.
Keep me safe. Like
yeah.
And that's kind of what worked for me and her. Yeah, so what it really kind of came down to.
So does your family know? Like, does anyone in your family know? Because I think that's something that I would be nervous about because it's not widely accepted, you know?
Mm-hmm. So as far as my kids go, I kind of agree with the whole not telling my kids. That was actually something I was I didn't know how to bring it to my kids. I be feeling like I'm a lot, y'all, just in general. So I was like, dang, I already had to explain it to me, liking girls, liking guys, like, shit, now I got something else to throw out there. Like, I just felt like it was
a lot. And they're still trying to learn themselves and understand.
Kids, like, so
yeah,
I definitely did not know how to go about it. So I didn't when it came to my kids. Actually, currently, the only not family member, but because some of my cousins know, but my dad knows, and he knows just as of semi recently. I'm big on being judged. I hate judgment. I hate prejudgment. Like you can judge someone, of course, after you know them, but I hate prejudgment. Like I hate when someone looks at someone and just assumes what who that person is or how they are. Because I was judged a lot, especially typically my nails are super long. Like I said, my hair is always some type of color. I rarely ever wear girl, my nails be longer than that, girl. So like, I mean, like they always they be extra, like extra
long.
Yeah, not extra long. I mean, like just the things on them.
Mine too.
Yeah. So, and I mean, people would see me and just be like, "Oh, she gotta be a stripper. Oh, she got like just all these type of things. Like, and it's just like,
what do you do, by the way?
Me, well, currently I was a stay-at-home mom, but
Okay.
I actually am going back to work. I think in 2 weeks. So, yeah. But yeah, ultimately, like I said, people just really judge me based off of seeing me. They judge me being bisexual. They like everything, any and everything. I've even had the type of mother I am be questioned because of how I dress and how I am or how I speak or how my hair is like. And I was just like, you can't. I love my kids. I'm always with my kids. My kids don't. They're with me. Like I've had people tell, like it just be so many things that I've heard about me that I just be like, dang, for real, because I ain't know that. I thought
What
I
did
said
your
that.
dad say? Oh, go ahead.
But yeah, my dad. So I touched on judgment because my dad was actually making a judgment about poly relationships. So he said, I don't even remember exactly what he said, but I just remember being like, no, that's not really true. Like, and he was like, no, I really think so. And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, you don't know. You always trying to act like you know stuff. And I was like, well, kind of do.
So
and I'm a
that's how
daddy's
you
girl.
told him. Okay.
I'm like a for real daddy's girl. Like, and I honestly, the amount of strippers that I know and the amount of money they make, I probably would have been if it wasn't for my daddy. Like, yeah, like I don't know. Ultimately, I just feel like I care about what he thinks about me. And when I told him, he was like, "What the fuck? Like, why I can't believe you let someone talk you into doing some dumb ass shit like that." It's exactly what he said. And I was like, well, I mean, I didn't feel like it was that stupid once I did it. Because initially, I'm not gonna lie, I did. It was questionable. Like I said, I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think it was something that could work for me. And so that's exactly what I told him. I was like, but ultimately, that's what it came down to. It worked for me. Like I said, I love the openness. I love the honesty. He said, well, you can have that in a regular relationship. And I said, yeah, but it doesn't come as easy. It's a lot easier for someone to be honest with you when you have the freedom to do what you want to. You don't feel like you need to hide something from me if I gave you the okay. So, and honestly, I feel like even if I give you the okay, if it's not something you want to do, you're not going to do it. Facts. So, yeah, that's just kind of what it boiled down to for me. Honestly, it's really a big thing for me. And that's what I told my dad. And he was just like, he also made a comment of the fact that he felt like it was about sex. And I'm the type of person, I don't attach emotions in sex. Like they're completely separate from me. I actually attach kissing is more emotional to me than sex is.
Yes, I agree.
So, but that being said, I can have sex and not get my feelings involved. So yeah, like I mean, it just worked. Like I could, hey, like yeah, we want to have a threesome. Like yeah, go, come on, let's do it. Like it didn't matter for me. Like, but
still on the list.
Yeah, like she let you kiss somebody while we having a threesome. Like I'm ready to fight. But no,
And Randall, were you gonna ask a question?
No, I was going to touch on the judging aspect. Like people judge what they don't know. So, you know, people are going, oh, poly relationships, no, but you don't really know about it. So you can't judge a person that fully understands it and fully decides to take it on. Like, that's okay. Like who you are, Blue Hair Raven, is who you are. So don't ever change. And I know you're not, but, you know, keep the nails, keep the hair, keep everything, because you don't know who's looking at you, you know, believing in themselves because you believe in yourself. So
exactly.
And that's why I agree with Mo earlier as far as embracing who you are. Like it took me a while to get to this place and like really just know who I am. But just even over time, like before when I was learning who I was, it was a lot of things that I actually did get to know about myself that I kept hidden and that I didn't tell anyone because I was afraid of judgment or afraid what this person will think or that person will think. Like I said, to this day, I still do care about what my dad thinks. However, I do have a voice now. And I
Yes.
was confident enough to tell my dad, like, hey, you're wrong. And you're judging something that,
That you don't
I do,
know.
that I'm a part
Yeah.
of. Like, so yeah.
But I agree. Yeah, back to judgment. I agree with everything you said about judgment because it's just that's what I mean. It's human nature. That's what people do. People look at me. They may call me ghetto. They just see long distance nails. But then, and we always talk about code switching as well. But then at work, I'm a totally, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the same person, but they may just look at you like me and be like, oh, she's ghetto. She has no education. She has this or whatever may have you. But then when you get to know me, you're like, damn, this bitch got a master's. Like, she's a licensed social worker. Like, she's a man. Like, I would never think about that just looking at her.
Yeah.
So, like you said, continue to embrace yourself. Like you said, your father, like you said, he was judging what he didn't know. And I'm pretty sure after you explained to him, he probably was like, he's loved you regardless. You're still his baby girl in his eyes. And he
Exactly. And I still talk to him
in the
daily.
moment. Exactly. In the moment, he probably like you said, why you have somebody have you do that dumb shit? But at the end of the day, he loves you just the same. Facts,
exactly. And ultimately, like, again, my dad is definitely stubborn. I know that's where I get it from. He didn't really say so much he agreed or disagreed after that. He was just like, okay, whatever. Like,
whatever.
Literally, it was just, it's just what it was. And I knew at that moment, like,
he was fine.
He was gonna accept it. Yeah. So
He'll probably talk about it differently now too. A little more
exactly.
respect. He'll have a little bit more respect.
And what's crazy, my daddy actually he told me that he did not used to believe in lesbian couples. He said that he believed a guy could be gay, but he felt like females were more so playing around. And he, after being with my with my ex-girlfriend for a long time, he was like, you know what, y'all actually made me believe in lesbian relationships. Like, he's like, I didn't, and honestly, I never knew he didn't. He never made the comment to me before. It wasn't until, he finally realized, like, dang, this is for real, that he even brought it to my attention. So yeah, like I said, people, once you get to see it and you see love and you understand it, because with me and my girlfriend who passed away, like, we I don't know, the bond that we have, that like it's crazy. When you see us together, like, and when people see us separately, I used to have people come to me all the time, like, oh, I seen her doing this, or oh, I seen her doing that. And I'm like, she don't do nothing I don't know about. Like, you can't tell me nothing about my girl. Like,
I love that.
I don't care if you went on a date with her and I've had people like go on a date with her, posting videos, and they're like, and I'm like, that ass is mine. I don't care. Like, it ain't really nothing you can, like, it's funny to me. Like, we'll literally talk about it. And it's like, I don't know, people that don't understand it, just, they think whatever, but when you know what you have, the rest of that doesn't matter.
And the bottom line is, y'all knew what y'all had at the end of the day. So that's all that matters. You knew what the stipulations was. She knew what it was. And so for the outside people looking in, thinking whatever they was thinking, whether they probably was like, oh, she getting played or whatever. No, boo, because I already know her every step the same way she know my every step. You don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
So,
and it's not, I had to realize that it wasn't for everybody to know. And it didn't matter what everybody thought. Like, because y'all bills y'all's thoughts don't pay my bills. Like, y'all thoughts don't take care of my kids. Like, it don't matter. Like, what are your thoughts do nothing for me.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say too. I was gonna say that.
So, yeah.
Word. This is a great episode, guys.
Totally, it was. You want to close it out? Well,
I can. I just want to say thank you for listening.
You want to do the book stuff?
Oh, yeah. So before we close out, we were talking about what empowering things that we're doing.
Yeah, we wanted to like share some empowering stuff because we talked about less. This shit was like therapy. We get to have another ladies' night where we get ratchet. I felt like this was like therapy. You know,
I should have brought my bottle ratchet. Like,
yes.
But we wanted to share like a motivational quote that you have or a book.
Okay, well, I don't have a motivational quote, but there is a journal that I have. Shout out to Tara. It's called No Gratitude, No Journal, and it's actually the first of its kind.
No glory.
No Gratitude, No Glory. And it's actually a journal where, for instance, here is a barcode. You listen. So each week you start off with. So the first week was Lose Yourself. You play the music and you write down what comes to you. So the pages look like this. So it goes, today I'm full of gratitude because, and then you write down 6 things you're grateful for. So today I'm full of gratitude because I woke up this morning. I'm full of gratitude because I am on a podcast with amazing Black women, you know? So,
Damn.
and then and then after that, you would write your affirmation for the week, and then you just repeat your affirmation for that week. So it's just like a dope journal, No Gratitude, No Glory, by my girl, The Tara Show. She's on IG. And it just really centers you. Like instead of me waking up in the morning and first grabbing my phone, the first thing I grab my journal and pray.
Whoa.
You know, just to center myself. You know, so I had to change, I had to change that because usually sometimes I'm not even gonna lie, I get up in the morning, grab my phone, I'm on Instagram or whatever may have you. And it's like, do you want to start your day with the nonsense or do you want to start your day grounded and
Love it.
centered? Right.
Yeah.
And then after that, I would and I'm, go to the gym and stuff like that. And that also centers me as well. But that's definitely something to tap into. It doesn't have to be this particular journal, but just journaling, guys. Like it's dope. That's what I'm learning. Yeah.
Random, did you have a book that you wanted to share? This is like your whole thing.
So a quote, I don't have a quote, but I have two books that I would recommend. The
Yes.
first one is by Brene Brown, and it's called The Gifts of Imperfection. And it just goes into like why we strive to be perfect when, we really don't have to. And your imperfections is what makes you, and embrace them and things like that. And then the second one it's a fiction book. It's called In Every Mirror She's Black, and it follows three Black women who end up in Sweden, and some of the things that they have to go through and face as far as racism, white men being just attracted to Black women, like fetishing Black women, things like that. And it just allows us to look at and be empathetic towards all Black women, like not just in America, but all over the world. So that
Mm.
kind of like
I
an
like
eye
that.
opener. Yeah. So those are my two.
Yeah, share it with me. We'll drop it in the show notes.
Yeah.
Okay. Will do.
What about you guys, Ravens?
So for me, I will say The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Have you ever heard of that?
Ooh, no, I haven't heard of that. Who wrote
Yeah,
it?
it's just teaching you. I
like
forgot.
that.
It's a guy. It's an orange book, right? Black writing, but it's just teaching you how to like not take things so personally. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have anything to do with you. It has something to deal with what people are going through, and so when you learn to not give a fuck, you'll just be at ease a little bit more. And then my quote is something very simple, but I say it all the time: "You live and you learn." Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, you may not have known, you know, I don't know, I can't think of anything, but you may have known this, but now you do. So now what are you gonna take with it? You live and you learn. You go on in life, like, you know what I'm saying? Don't stress about the
Correct.
little things.
And if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. That always used to be my little quote.
Ooh.
That was always
Ooh.
my quote. If it don't
Ooh.
make dollars, it don't make sense. Okay.
Ray,
I
you
would
have one?
say, honestly, my quote has to do with what I'm going through currently.
Mm,
And it's ultimately just to the people you love, tell them, like,
you
tell
love
them why
them.
they're here. Yeah, I'll just sum it up with that. Like, let them. If you love someone, you definitely need to let them know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I'll go. I have a quote. This is by, I think this guy is like in his 30s. I forgot his name. I'll have to like look it up. But he's like a multimillionaire and he got his millions through the stock market. I think it's like CEO X10 or something like that is like his Instagram name. But he was on a podcast that I was listening to and he said a quote that he lives by. And I was like, I love this shit. And it was, your success is strongly dependent on your ability to have difficult conversations. That forces you to use your voice. That forces you to speak up. It forces you to just be authentic too, right? Having that difficult conversation means that you get to like really be yourself. But anyway, and another thing that I want to share was a book called The Four Agreements. It's by Miguel Ruiz or Don Miguel Ruiz. You don't even have to really read the book. I suggest you do. But the four agreements are: be impeccable with your word, and that means speaking with integrity, speaking exactly how you feel, speaking in your truth, staying away from gossip and talking about other people. That's like being impeccable with your word. The second one is don't take anything personally, which is what you said, Ray. Um, don't make assumptions. Everybody says when you make an assumption, you make an ass out of
That's
you
out of you
and
and
me.
me.
Yes,
My
right.
grandma said
That's
that
out of you and
personally.
me.
And it's true. And it's under that one, it says find the courage to ask questions and always seek clarity. Like, what do you mean by that? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean to you? Because when you say
I
it to
always
me, I
say
can
that.
assume something, right? Me
I
too.
always say that because I'm gonna ask you real quick before I go off.
Facts, facts. And the last one is always do your best, right? And
Whatever
I think
that is, as long as it's your best.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Staying present. Like I'm not upset at what I hadn't done because I did everything that I could. And that's how I feel like I have done in relationships. Like I've tried everything. I went to counseling, whatever. I did my best. Now I can move on. All right. But that's all I have. This was a dope episode.
Yes.
We get to do this again. We're gonna close it out. So this episode is going to be airing on both Raven's Nest and Sophisticatedly Ratchet. If you're not listening to us, we're everywhere you hear podcasts. To find Sophisticatedly Ratchet, you can also put in So Ratchet Podcast. We're on IG at So Ratchet Podcast. We're on Twitter at So Ratchet Pod. We're on TikTok. We're kind of new on TikTok. Bear with us. TikTok is popping though, right, Ray?
It is. I love it.
We're
I think I'm the
also.
only one that's TikTok illiterate.
I
Me
can't post
too.
nothing
Me
yet,
too,
but I'll
Blue
be on
Hearing.
it.
I'm illiterate on TikTok.
We got to get you right, you guys, because it's addicting. I know people, when you get on it, you can't get off that shit. We're also on YouTube at So Ratchet Podcast, and you spell So Ratchet as one word and then space podcast to find us. And I was like, why can't I find us? But that's the reason why. It's So Ratchet is one word and then space Ratchet Podcast. Sorry. So Ratchet space podcast. And I also wanted to share that we're going to be going live with these ladies on April 6th. Every first Wednesday we go live, and I'm super excited because it's going to be our first Ladies Night episode where we're going live. Men, you guys are allowed to come. If you didn't listen to this episode, please listen to this episode. You got to hear our perspective and then jump on the live so that we can hear where you're coming from too. I love when we get to interact with people on live on Wednesday. So every first Wednesday we're doing
I
that.
actually had someone request that because we don't typically go live. I've actually had someone that's actually requesting that we go live. So I know people got
Tell them
questions.
to join. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they'll get a taste of it on August 6th on So Ratchet's
April.
Space Podcast on
April.
August. Sorry, not August 6th. April 6th.
April
It's a
6th.
Wednesday.
Definitely not
Right? Thank you for
summertime.
catching me.
Not summer yet.
I know I can't wait for summer. But yeah, every first Wednesday we go live on YouTube. You guys can go ahead and plug your podcast too, and then we'll close it out.
Okay, it's Raven's Nest. Like she said, you can find it on anywhere that you listen to podcasts. On YouTube, Raven's Nest the podcast, IG Raven's Nest the podcast, and
Is it underscore?
Yeah, Raven's Nest _ the podcast, my bad. But if you search Raven's Nest the podcast, it'll still pop up.
Okay, Trish. Go
All right. And you can find my podcast, Not Just Another Random Knowbody, and that's Nobody with a K, wherever you find your podcasts. Follow me on Instagram at Random Knowbody Podcast. I have a group on Facebook, and that's it. And that's my wind in the background.
All right, ladies.
Thank you guys for listening.
Sophisticatedly Ratchet with us.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.
Bye.